8-3 Eastern as we start the fourth.
We on the selection committee feel that this new Cintas uniform rental program will favorably impact employee performance, save them time and money, and improve the overall image of the company.
Great. So what do the employees think?
My uniform's red hot. My uniform's red hot. Hey, it looks good. And feels fine now.
Uniforms from Cintas. Because if you're not in Cintas, you're not in uniform.
Red hot, looks good.
I'm tired of hearing this. Marijuana can mess you up. We've been smoking for 15 years. Nothing's ever happened to me. I didn't get into all the drugs. I didn't start stealing, mugging people. It didn't make me do anything different. In fact, I'd say I'm exactly the same as when I smoked my first joint.
Eddie, did you even look for a job today?
No, Ma. I called him this morning.
Marijuana can make nothing happen to you, too.
Do me a favor, crack one of these windows for me, okay?
Play 66 yards, and they ate up almost 7 minutes off the clock. 6 minutes 53 seconds on that last drive.
They haven't used that in the 2 games we've seen it, where they come up and fake that pooch. That's a pooch kick.
I think it's an exercise.
Stretching on those cold days.
Yeah, right. Want to keep that blood moving.
Jerry Wilson, the deep man back. This is going to go out of bounds at the 12-yard line, and he'll do it again. John. And now, ladies and gentlemen, a special for you, John LaChance with Greg Brinda's Idol.
Back in my hometown, Boston, Black Rock, Michigan, John. I think I come up with something really big, and I think I got it right here. I got the king of rock and roll. Elvis Presley. Elvis, what are you doing in Bowling Green this week?
It's good to be here. I got some friends down here at BGSU. They got a hold of me up at Kalamazoo. I was staying at the Burger King up there. And so now I just, I got tired of Kalamazoo, so I came down here. I'm living at the Burger King in Bowling Green on Route 20.
All right, Elvis, you got to do a number for us. Toss it back up to Jim and Greg with a number for me.
All right, I'd like to dedicate this one here to our friend Brad Browning, the promotions director of the athletic department at BGSU, and John Goldrosen of the pop culture department, who wrote the Buddy Holly story, one of my favorite books. Anyway, this is it. Well, since my baby left me, there's one place I'm not blue. Down at the end of Route 25, that's BGSU. Yeah. Hey, I've been so lonely, baby. I've been so lonely, I could cry.
All right, Elvis,
I think I'm going to cry.
Ohio. Now I understand why Priscilla left him the first time.
Ron hurt on that kick return. Oh, my. You know, I had hair like that at one time. First down for Bowling Green at the 25. I'm all shaken up after that, friends. Here's a little flea flicker reverse toss and company to Ron Hurd. Now, I haven't seen that in a long time. That's a double reverse.
Yeah, it just took too long to get set up there, Jim. I think that the intention was right, but you got to make that quick. Here's again the fake to the run inside. Here's the reverse, flip back to the other receiver coming across. Again, you got too much happening there, and it just didn't turn it upfield quick enough.
Charles Gordon forced Ron Hurd out of bounds. Gain of 5, however, on the play. He's second down and 5 from the 30. Ray Edgerton for maybe 1. This will be a 3rd and 4 situation.
Well, I'll tell you, Eastern Michigan has played some pretty darn good defense this afternoon, Jim, especially at the line of scrimmage, and their coverage has been exceptional. And again, you're working on a quarterback who hasn't seen a lot of action. He doesn't have the experience, but again, the coverage is just making it even more of a problem.
Greg Peters marking that last stop. Eastern worked the ball at the Bowling Green 27. Spray under pressure, throw it. Oh my! Warner Blakely just laid a hit on one of the receivers. It was Brent Landman, the tight end backup. And so they'll do it again.
Well, unfortunately for Bowling Green, they're going to have to give up the ball again, as the ball here is just overthrown a bit. Ooh. Hey, it wasn't his fault. It was the quarterback who threw it away. He paid for it.
So again, unable to convert third downs. It's been a real Achilles heel today for Bowling Green. Chris Shale, last punt was 68 yards. It's a great one into the wind. Jordan had to go way back to his 16. He's in some trouble. Up to the 20-yard line, where Eastern Michigan will take over, as Larry Lambright made the stop on the special teams for Bowling Green.
This craftsman is working with an extraordinary material called corian. It's made only by DuPont. Corian has the elegance of marble, the permanence of stone, and stands up to severe abuse. So stains, burns, and cuts that would ruin an ordinary countertop can be easily removed. Its beauty is ageless. Corian, the solid miracle from DuPont.
Michigan's premier entertainment center, the Palace of Auburn Hills, welcomes Fight Night, Friday, November 25th. The evening's main event features former world champion and Detroit favorite Milton McCrory in a 10-round middleweight bout with Joaquin Velasquez. The fight card rings into action starting at 7:30 p.m. Friday, November 25th. Good seats still available at the Palace box office and all Ticketmaster locations, or charged by phone by calling 423-6666.
The Red Wings hit the ice of the NHL this November on Pass. Follow the Wings against the Flyers, Rangers, Bruins, and Islanders as Jock and the boys storm back to the top in the battle for the Cup. So make plans now on joining Dave Strader and Mickey Redmond, along with the zany antics of Marty Adler, for all the drama of the NHL on Pass, Michigan's cable network of champions.
The Red Wings march into the Big Apple to meet the Rangers and Guy Lafleur. Live coverage from Madison Square Garden begins Sunday right here on Pass.
10 minutes remains in this football game. Eastern up 28-3. Jim Isabella, Greg Brenda, and John LaChance in Bowling Green, Ohio.
I want to know is why we didn't get to see Elvis when we were in Kalamazoo.
Oh, you heard he's moving to Bowling Green, the last report.
Okay.
From just shy of the 20, Shane Jackson back in the lineup at quarterback. Look at this long distance, and he just overthrew Mark Ziegler.
Well, Mark Ziegler was open. The ball just eluded him by a couple of yards. He just reared back and threw it.
He threw that ball, I would think, about 55 or 60 yards by the time it came down. He let that go from about his own 14. Shane Jackson, who came in early.
He came within inches of converting that bomb.
What a gun. Double wide left. 2nd and 10. Eastern is shy of its own 20. To the deep man, Terry Foster. For maybe 1 or 2 on the play. Kyle Kramer came up. You know, Kyle Kramer ought to get some mileage money, I think. You know, he's been running all over that field.
He's had a heck of a season, and again on that one fumble play, missing the tackle, and then pursuing the ball, coming up with the big stick which caused the fumble. That's the mark of an excellent football player.
Well, twice he's been all MAC. You can see why. A youngster out of Dayton, Ohio, one of the seniors completing his career. Here's Jackson under pressure. And he is brought down, and it looked like the ball came loose again. Pat Jackson got him. And coming up with the ball was 57, the right tackle, Steve Brocklebank.
Shane Jackson wants to show that he can throw the ball here, and even though Eastern Michigan is up 28-3, he wants to go out and prove that he can quarterback this football team. But again, they get nothing on that series, and Eastern Michigan will have to punt.
Ron Bonitis hasn't done punting in a long time, it seems. He'll be standing back at his 2, the line of scrimmage around the 16. Mark Bonger's back deep for Bowling Green. Took a little extra time, and he really floated this high. Bongers escaped the first tackle and then got punched.
Paid the price on the second hit.
Charles Gordon, I believe, made that stop. We'll be back in a moment.
We on the selection committee feel that this new Cintas uniform rental program will favorably impact employee performance, save them time and money, and improve the overall image of the company.
Great, so what do the employees think?
My uniform's red hot. My uniform's red hot. Hey, it looks good. And feels fine now.
Uniforms from Cintas, because if you're not in Cintas, you're not in uniform.
Red hot, looks good.
Tell me, is he still upset?
Well, you know Dad.
Never really understood why I joined. I mean, maybe you'll go straight to college. But I had to prove something to myself first.
The GI Bill and Army College Fund. If you qualify, you can get more than $25,000 for college and an edge on life.
Do you think Dad will ever come around? Dad?
And don't forget, starting January 7th, we'll be back with the MAC Basketball Game of the Week. Check your local listings for the time and channel in your area. Full slate of MAC action. Should be some tight races. OU expected to be one of the favorites, and we'll see what happens. See what kind of bunching we have at the top this year. Expected to be a tight race. Meanwhile, as we have 8 minutes and 43 seconds remaining, Bowling Green has the football starting on its own 44. Matt Gucciardo in at quarterback as he tossed it back to Chuck Edgerton, who gained about 2 on the play. Warner Blakely in on that last stop. Gucciardo has not thrown a pass yet. He's out of North Olmsted, Ohio. 6'2", 150-pound freshman.
And again, you look at the season that Bowling Green has had this year, Jim, not a very good season, but again, this is only the first time in 7 years that they've not finished either 1 or 2. That record is phenomenal.
Consider they started off against the West Virginias, the Ball States, etc. Gucciardo under a lot of pressure. Look out. Pat Gucciardo was nailed by Troy Sturt out of Toledo, Ohio, 6'3", 230-pound junior.
Yeah, Gucciardo didn't even have time to set up that play, Jim, when Sturt was all over him. Watch it here again. In fact, he's looking right into the face of Sturt, and there was no way he was going to throw the ball. Just a good thing that he held on to it.
Well, this is the type of thing that's hurt Bowling Green. Their defensive line has not been able to attack people, cause some things. They didn't get some fumbles in this case today, and frankly, they haven't been able to run the football much this season. So that brings up a 3rd long. Edgerton got out of bounds back to the original line of scrimmage, and no more. So here comes the punting unit again. So Pat Gucciardo's work is brief. 3 plays. Chris Shale returns. That last punt was very impressive, right into the teeth of the wind.
It's amazing that he got the loft into that wind too, Jim, considering that the wind is blowing right into his face. Let's see what happens again.
Charles Gordon back deep for Eastern Michigan. As the season winds down, high snap. And he got another high one. Not quite as deep. Here's Gordon. just hang on at the 25, and Eastern Michigan will take over 1st and 10 with this 28-3 lead.
Now, now's the time to just control the ball, eat up some time, eat up some yardage.
Here's our executive producer. We want to thank all the people who made it possible this year. Val King, George Williams, Steve Warren, our director, John LaChance, of course, Tom Farmer, Barry Bennett, Steve Bunn, Jimmy Joe, and all the rest of the gang. Lonzo, Steve, Alan, Chris and company, Cliff, Steve. Thank you, gentlemen and ladies, for a great season. Shane Jackson's still in the lineup, lost the football, and would you believe Eastern's got it again at their own 30?
Well, they made some yardage on another fumble again, and again we see Eastern Michigan capitalizing on a fumble of their own accord and getting the ball back again as we have an injured Bowling Green player.
Kyle Kramer made that last stop, and I don't know if it's him who's down or not, because it looked like a little headbutt action when the helmets hit.
Yeah, he went diving for the ball.
While we have a chance, we'd like to thank some very special people. We'll do that when we come back. 28-3 Eastern.
Bowling Green State University is in its biggest capital improvement program in the past 25 years. In just the past 6 years, Bowling Green doubled the number of its library books, increased its computing capacity almost 7-fold, and received 6 Selective Excellence and 2 Eminent Scholar Awards from the Ohio Board of Regents. Reasons why Bowling Green ranks among the top 50 schools nationwide in attracting national merit scholars, and why more minority scholars come here. Bowling Green State University, an environment for excellence.
Stalking big bucks, flushing grouse and pheasants, action, adventure, survival. That's outdoor life. Subscribe to Outdoor Life now and bag this pocket knife free. 11 tools, including can opener, 2 blades, screwdriver. Call this number to order Outdoor Life and get your free pocket knife. With Outdoor Life, you'll catch your limit with tips on spinning for largemouths and bluegills and casting for pike. You'll bring in your buck with the finer points of antler rattling. You'll get your gobbler by hunting toms where they strut. From the scoop on scopes to special camping guides to regional reports on what's up in your neck of the woods. Outdoor Life lets you know the score. Start your wilderness adventure now. Bring home the bounty of the great outdoors. To get 12 issues of Outdoor Life for just $9.94, call 1-800-272-2000. You'll get a free pocket knife with your paid subscription. So call 1-800-272-2000.
So after the injury, we have 2nd down now and 5. Shane Jackson giving on the inside to Perry Foster. Some fancy footwork up to the 41 of Eastern. For 1st down, Michael Jackson made the stop. And by the way, Greg, let us now give some more thanks to some of our other people. From Bowling Green today, Chris Shirk, Sports Information Director, Jack Gregory, the Athletic Director here, and his assistant, Ken Kavanaugh, for Eastern Michigan, Jim Streeter, Sports Information Director, and his assistant, Paul Helgren. And there's the rest of our people. We want to thank them, including Maureen Kurzman. We'll talk about that in a moment. Shane Jackson throws. Nice catch. Down to about the 40-yard line. And that'll be a 1st down as they went to Ron Severance.
Ron Severance making the catch on that as Eastern Michigan getting some of their players in who haven't seen a lot of action here in the last few minutes of this ball game, Jim, here in the last game of the season.
Thanks to, as we said, Maureen Kurzman, who's up here in the booth. Director, thank you very much. And I'll get you Bernie Kosar's autograph. I promise. 5:50 left in the ball game. 1st down. The Bowling Green 41. Jackson looking deep. There's the lob. It's going to be intercepted. Intercepted by Scott Beckley, who's also the long snappers on kicks.
Now, Scott Beckley, also a senior playing his final game. It was a Poorly thrown pass. Beckley just waited for the ball. It was underthrown. Picked it off for the interception here. Watch this again as Jackson. He has time to throw the ball, but again, it's underthrown, and Beckley playing deep center field picks it off, runs it back, and Bowling Green has possession.
Bowling Green will have it just shy of their own 21. You see Scott. Beckley 6'2", 200-pounder. Chuck Edgerton couldn't go anywhere as we have another new quarterback into the lineup. Check that for you. It's listed as Jeff Sandrew. We'll check that for you. He's listed normally as a linebacker. The loss on the play. Sandrew tried to dump it. It was incomplete. As Sandrew, it's interesting. Sandrew has played reserve tight end, quarterback, linebacker, defensive back, punter at Bowling Green. I do believe he's going to drive the bus one of these years.
He's played a number of positions and now getting a few moments of running the offense.
The pass was intended for Ken Rankin. So it'll be 3rd and long from the 19. Probably about 12. Well, a kid like this has put a lot of time into this program, certainly deserves a chance. 3 BG quarterbacks. Sandrew, nice little job of running. He won't get the first down, but he did pick up a couple. Paid for it dearly. Brendan Flaherty, an inside linebacker out of Royal Oak, Michigan, made the stop. Well, partner, we've certainly seen lots of scoring this year in college football.
We certainly have, and especially in the NAC, Jim. A lot of fine football players that we have seen all season long.
Chris Shale. Punts it, but it's short. He shanked it. Ball go out of bounds at the 40. Now let's see what John LaChance has for us.
All right, guys, we're trying to keep warm on the sidelines. A little hokey-pokey aerobics, if you will. Yeah, that's what it's all about. Left hand! You put your left hand in, you put your... We'll send things back upstairs to Jim and Greg while I try to keep warm, okay? You do the hokey-pokey and you turn yourself around.
You know, I had to listen to that impersonator of Elvis. I got this guy in the booth who wants to sing, and then I got LaChance singing a chorus of Boo Flat. Oh, my.
He's auditioning for his wedding.
From the Bowling Green 40, here's Charles Nash losing about 2. Well, it's the last broadcast of the year. Pat Jackson makes the last stop. Look at those guys. Now, let's still going. What's going?
But John has disappeared. I think he's been swallowed up by the band.
John, we enjoyed your last appearance. Well, announcer lost at game. Tape at 11, huh?
He was hokey-pokey.
I'm not going anywhere with that one.
Never to be seen again.
From the 43 of Bowling Green. Lost the football, and Bowling Green comes up with it again.
Vince Enright at quarterback for Eastern Michigan, Jim, losing the ball here.
And Deion Allen came up with it for Bowling Green. Well, we've seen 6 quarterbacks today, a new MAC telecast record.
And it ain't over yet.
2 minutes and 47 seconds remaining. Jim Harkema and company enjoying what has been really a good season for them. They had a couple of tough games where they tied OU late. They had a chance to win the Western game, and no, things just did not work out. That Cucciardo back in the game. Tripped up. We have a late flag that came in the backfield. Craig Petersmark made the stop for Eastern. Well, we have a moment, Greg, just a quick thanks once again to everybody in the MAC who made us feel good and comfortable and fed us as well.
Fine people here in the MAC, and again, we'll be back next fall with more football. We'll be back in the winter with basketball, and again, a lot of visibility to some of these young men who play in this conference. Some fine athletes.
So they declined all the penalties. One, second down. From Bowling Green's own 46. Cucciardo to throw. There's a little time now. Throws it too high. He wanted Ken Rankin, but couldn't come up with it.
That we've seen some inspired play this year too, Jim. Even when perhaps the score was not in the favor of one team by a big margin, we've seen a relentless effort of those players and those teams to get back into the ball game. A lot of drive with these young men.
2:10 remaining in the ball game on third down. Eastern trying to up its overall mark to 6-3-1, 5-2-1 in the conference, currently in fourth place. Cucciardo, look out. Craig Petersmark was there, along with Troy Sturt out of Toledo. And so it'll be fourth down. Here you see it again.
Oh, he was just buried again, getting good pressure on the quarterback. And tell you one thing, we've seen a fine defensive effort by Eastern Michigan this afternoon, both on the pressure applied to the quarterbacks at Bowling Green, and the coverage has been exceptional.
Chris Shale will do it again. Picked up by one of the Eastern. Now there's a flag.
I think the official had a hard time getting it out of his pocket, Jim. He wanted to throw the flag, couldn't get it out through the flag, and it'll be a penalty running into the kicker.
He just sort of whipped his hand down, and I thought, okay, nothing happened.
Watch it again. Definitely roughing the kicker here. Punting up, and ooh, yes, sir.
Bob Navarro got a little anxious, couldn't back off. Just to review very quickly, the MAC coming into this week's action. Western having clinched the Cal Bowl and a share of the MAC title at 6-1. Ball State 5-2. Central at 4-2. Eastern at 4-2-1 coming into today. Ohio at 3-2-1. Toledo 3-4. Kent 2-5. Bowling Green 1-5-1. And Miami 0-5-1.
Well, Eastern Michigan is screaming at the officials. I don't know why. Ran into the kicker.
I'm sure there was something going on that we just didn't see. So Cucciardo gets another life. Bowling Green has it at the Eastern 48. We'll put a field goal on the board. Cucciardo, whoops. One of life's little embarrassing moments when you just don't hang on. Look for Sean Daniels, incomplete.
Yeah, a little over anxious on that play. Ran with the ball before he caught it. Again, the ball was right in there, but I think he was looking upfield before he actually had possession. Yep, as soon as he grabbed the ball, as soon as the ball hit him, he turned his head and then lost concentration of just keeping the ball inside.
1 minute, 15 seconds remaining in the season for these two squads. There's a blitz. Cucciardo rolled the right way that time. Fired it short for Ron Viscout. He's got it out of bounds. Just shy of the 40. Troy Sturt again in on the play. And we should mention, of course, next year for Bowling Green, Rich Dakin will be back, they hope. The question will be, will he be back for spring practice?
Well, he has the broken wrist. He has a plate in it. They're just watching this injury heal. They hope he's back by spring practice, but again, it's uncertain at this point whether or not he will be.
And again, to recap the scoring in this one, Mitch Brown, Mark Ziegler, Perry Foster, Tom Sullivan all scored touchdowns for Eastern. Cucciardo's throw was knocked down. Brendan Flaherty, an inside linebacker, knocked the ball down before it could get to the intended receiver. Look at this.
Wow, only the second time in 34 years that Bowling Green will win fewer than 4 games.
Well, for Mo Ankney, it was a disappointing season. But as we said, he only has 2 seniors on defense. These guys should be a lot better next season. We have around a minute remaining. Ricciardo, lob wide open, and it is caught. Ron Hurd with the catch. Hurd out of Detroit, a junior. He'll be back, along with Reggie Thornton.
Yeah, that's a good wide receiver combination here as we watch Gucciardo roll out. Good throw, and Hurd keeps 1 foot in bounds to get the reception completed.
Just looking at this offense, they'll only have David Haynes, a starting guard, leaving, along with Mike McGee and Sean Daniels. They'll have Thornton back, Hawkman back at tight end, Hurd back. They had a freshman and sophomore at the tackle spot. Boy, you talk about putting people in tough positions. It's not easy when you're inexperienced. 55 seconds remains in this one. Ball at the 31 of Eastern. First down. Ricciardo again under a lot of pressure, fires out in the flat. He's got Viscount as the rain starts coming down, and he's down about the 16. I don't know if the ball came loose or not. There was a lot of piling on. Lone scoring for Bowling Green, Jason Zeller's 24-yard field goal. 41 seconds remaining. Here's an update now on action around the MAC as Kent now leads Miami. Ball State, after trailing 7-0, has come back to take the lead in that one.
Miami putting up a good fight with Kent State. There was a holding penalty on that play, Jim, so that will bring it back.
Don't forget, OU will finish its season next week at Western. Well, they got some of the scoreboard working. As we mentioned, if you didn't join us earlier, a little explosion earlier. Nothing to shake you up. The clock's working, almost.
And we have 40 seconds left to go in the game.
And that kind of season for BG. That sums it up. Thanks, by the way, to the officials of this game for helping us keep time and so on. Appreciate that. And Sam DeBlasi, our link to the officials. Here's a pass for gain around to the 35-yard line. They went to Ken Rankin. We may have just one more play or so remaining. Less than half a minute remaining. Ball at the 35 of Eastern as we wrap it up. And is that it?
Now the whistle blew before the snap. Let's see what we have here.
That's the end.
The game.
So, the final score, 28-3. Eastern Michigan comes back in their final 2 games of the season to be knocked out of the MAC race with a tie with OU. And as a marvelous last couple of games, Tom Sullivan in particular, running for 1 touchdown, throwing for another. Mitch Brown with 1 touchdown run, and Perry Foster ran it in from 3, although he fumbled the ball near the goal line and recovered it. And the story of this season, Greg, is, of course, just looking overall in the MAC, we wish Western well in Cal Bowl 8. They are a team to be reckoned with, and someday I think we'll see Tony Kimbrough doing, perhaps starting even for an NFL team.
One of the better teams I've seen, Jim, passing-wise in all of college football with Kimbrough and his receivers. You're not going to do much better than that in a passing game in any college football.
All right, John LaChance now has Jim Harkema, the Eastern coach. John?
All right, thanks a lot, Jim. Coach, a nice victory today, and better yet, a lot of people got to see action today.
Well, a lot of guys got a chance to play, and we went after it pretty good. I think we could have, I give Bowling Green a lot of credit because they're playing a 3rd and 4th string quarterback and really have a hard way to go. But our kids played, and they wanted to win one big, and we even had a chance to win it by bigger score. But I'm real proud of our football team, and 6-3-1 is pretty good when you're trying to repeat, and nobody's ever done that in the MAC. And so I'm real proud of our football team and our program.
Congratulations. You have a lot to be proud of this year and today, and best of luck to you.
Thank you very much.
All right, for the last time this season, I'll say this. Back to Jim and Greg.
Thank you, John, for all your hard and fine work throughout the course of the campaign. Greg, before we go, I'd like to get a final thought from you.
Well, I think we've seen some great football players this year, Jim. I think that's the key. We've seen some great talent. We've seen some great teamwork, and we've seen some teams who weren't really being counted on to being the teams that finished up on top this year and do it. Ball State, I think, the finest disciplined team in the MAC, and Western Michigan also having a great season, and that, once again, passing offense is just kind of unbelievable. You're not going to see much better in all of college football. I think we've had a great season of college football. I can't wait to do it again next fall.
Neither can I. And I just want to send out a special hello, by the way, to my mom who's come back from a long illness. And Mom, hope you're doing well. See you when I get back to Cleveland. And once again, I want to thank everybody on our crew who did a lot of fine work. The people in the MAC office, Commissioner Jim Lessick, Alan Chamberlain and company, all the people who make this all so possible. Thanks again, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate all your efforts. And finally, we want to remind you, we're gone for a while, but not too long. January 7th, we're back with basketball as we bring you the MAC basketball game of the week starting January 7th. Please be sure to consult your local listings for the time and channel in your area. MAC basketball has produced some great ones, such as Ron Harper of the Cleveland Cavaliers, Dan Marley now with Phoenix. And of course, on our Olympic team was probably the best player in terms of performance. So again, we're looking forward to that starting January 7th. 1989, next year already. My goodness, where has the year gone?
Well, I guess we're going to have to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving and a Merry Christmas right now.
And you've got a Happy New Year.
And a Happy New Year.
That's right. We're a little early. Let us be the first. So once again, the final score, Eastern beating Bowling Green here in Bowling Green, 28-3. The MAC Game of the Week is brought to you by the Ohio Lottery and by Dairyman's. All your dairy best from Dairyman's. And once again, today's game was produced by George Williams, Associate Producer John LaChance, Director Steve Warren, Technical Director Tom Farmer, and our Technical Manager Steve Mr. Sunshine Bunn. Once again, the final, Eastern 28, Bowling Green 3. For Greg Brenda, John LaChance, and everyone else, I'm Jim Isabella. Have a super weekend, everyone.
The Mid-American Conference, Western Michigan, Ball State, Miami of Ohio, Eastern Michigan, Kent State.